everybody. You're very welcome back to the Country Chats podcast, and I can't believe we're here for episode 5. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you had a lovely Christmas, and I'm back up again, running, raring to go, and ready to interview lots of country music singers and dancers. And today's episode, as I said, episode number 5, I'm delighted to have another female on the show. We're heavy on the females, and I'm delighted to have Miss Ailish McBride here with me. Ailish, how are you?
Good, Sandra. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I've been really looking forward to today, getting dolled up and putting on a bit of lippy.
I know, it's such a nice change.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like looking forward to, meeting a friend for coffee or something. It had that kind of an aura to it, which is lovely.
I know, it's nice to have a bit of social interaction.
That's it. So aside from the interview part of it, we're just delighted to be seeing someone. And just to confirm, guys, we're not together, unfortunately. I'm in Mayo and Ailish is in Donegal, so we are social distancing at its finest. But no, we're looking forward to sitting down and catching up. So how have things been, Ailish? I mean, we saw each other back in June, which we will speak about in a few minutes. But how have you been finding everything? Obviously, we don't want to dwell too much on COVID, but it is a part of the music scene at the moment, or the non-music scene. So how have you been finding it?
Well, we'll not dwell on it too much, but no, it has been difficult. I'm not going to lie. I suppose like everybody was just used to having gigs as their normal part of life. And I suppose I'm lucky in a way that I've still had college to go to, and that's kept me really busy. But it is hard, and everybody misses it. And just the social interaction, like you can't even go into a shop and you're afraid to stand too close to somebody, or do you know what I mean? It's difficult.
Yeah. Oh, it is, absolutely. Now,
the way we were used to living, it's just all changed all of a sudden, and it's taken time for us to adapt to that.
That's it, adapting. It is all about adapting, really. And have you been doing much on your social media? Or I know you've also been busy with college. You graduated last week. So have you been kind of focusing on college, or have you been doing little bits of music behind the scenes? Or
I've been doing bits and pieces behind the scenes. I've probably been a bit more quiet than I would have wanted to be. But sure, we'll work on that as it comes. But no, I'm doing my honours degree this year at college. I graduated there last week for my Bachelor of Science in Veterinary Nursing. So now this year I'm doing my honours degree, but it is a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work, so that has taken up all of my time at the minute.
Kind of good timing in a way, though, because if you were gigging as normal, you'd be trying to balance the two. So
that's it. Actually, a couple of people were saying that to me, that I am lucky. This is like the perfect time to be doing it. But I know we're almost there anyway. We'll soon be the summer again.
That's it. And please God, there'll be a few gigs. Now, speaking of gigs, myself and yourself were actually lucky enough to get to do a gig back in June. And it was actually the first time we had met. But thanks to social media, it's as if you know people, from seeing each other. So we met back in June for the All Things Country Live and On Stage, where we were up in Ederney in County Fermanagh, and we were in basically a big shed, but it was very well dolled up, and it was with Silver Mist Media, where Barry Donnelly had myself presenting, and Ailish and the band were there performing. That was such a good night, wasn't it, Ailish?
Oh, it was such a great night. Can we go back?
I know, and Philomena, of course. Philomena
there as well. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so great to actually be singing to a live band again and to hear live music. It was just great.
Yeah. And even, I suppose, obviously for you were getting to perform and to sing, and I was working as well by presenting. But on the other side of it, myself and yourself were there watching Philomena singing. So it was nearly like we were working, but at the same time we got to go to the gig and we got to go to the dance, and we kind of got to live on both sides of it, which was lovely.
The best of both worlds. Well, everybody was commenting and interacting through Facebook as well, which was great. I know it's not the same as interacting face to face with people, but no, it's good. It was again, it's just the way we've had to adapt, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. That night kept us going anyway for the summer.
Definitely did.
No, it was a lovely night. It was really, and I was there for a few different nights actually, which was lovely. And it was a great success. And it was for charities as well. And I think you can still go back and watch the videos on the All Things Country Facebook page, actually, if anyone's interested.
Actually.
There we go now.
God, the place is done up to the nines, so it was.
Oh, it was fab. And it was a barn. It was a shed, but it was fabulous. It was lovely. And that's where we first met. And you wouldn't know it. You'd think, by the way we're talking, you'd think we've met before. But anyway.
I know. And I said to you the first time I met you too, I was like, I feel like I've met you before. Sometimes you get that way with people.
Maybe we did. Who knows? You just wouldn't know. So yeah, that was our summer night out. So then, of course, when I said, geez, who will I get next on the podcast? I was like, well, I've already met Ailish and I think she'll be game. So we'll go with that. So yeah, so obviously it's been kind of quiet, but I suppose looking back over the last few years, Glór Tíre would have been a big thing for you. That was 2018-19, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't even seem like long ago, but no, it was great times. I enjoyed every minute of Glór Tíre, and I really would recommend anybody that is thinking about applying just to go for it and apply. And that's what I was like too. I was like, oh, should I apply? Should I not apply? But I really did enjoy every minute of it. And of course, we got the single golden ring, myself and Kieran Rosny from Glór Tíre. So without that wouldn't have happened either.
Yeah.
But,
so really Kieran was your mentor. So for those of you that weren't watching it at the time, Kieran was Ailish's mentor. And who else was singing in it that year with you?
We had John Rafferty, Noreen Rabbit, Paul Levy, John Malloy, and Damien Davis.
So there's, all of them are well-known names. Like, you know, like that was a serious lineup. That there is a lineup for a night out, like.
I know.
And you got to the semi-finals, was it?
That's right, yeah. But we just took it as a laugh. There was no fierce competition between all of us, which was great, because at the end of the day, all of this is a bit of fun. There's no point taking anything to heart, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed that element of it, and I suppose it is different with the live TV as well. There is that bit of added pressure. But you know, you just have to roll with it, and it just gets the adrenaline going. So
absolutely. And serious question now: had you? Well, not really, but had you watched Glór Tíre? But you had seen Glór Tíre before you entered, right?
Yeah.
Were you surprised at the size of the venue?
Yeah.
It's so funny. You walk in and it's like, is this it? It looks so big on the TV. The stage looks massive.
Yeah, I know. But it must just be the way they angle the cameras.
It's brilliant.
But no, it's great.
Yeah. I love the stage. It's so classy. It just looks lovely.
I know, but all me trying to get up and down in the hill wasn't so fun.
Good, that bit wasn't televised.
Fall, whatever you do.
Yeah, they didn't catch that on the camera, so.
Oh, thankfully.
Yeah, no, it's funny for anyone that watches it on the telly, and if you've never actually been to, what's the venue called? I can't think off the top of my head. The Keys, yes. If you haven't been to the Keys in Galway and you've only ever watched Glór Tíre on the stage, there's a bit of a difference. But it's a lovely atmosphere, and it works. It actually does work. I was there for the 2019. You were 2018, so
yeah,
you were, and I 2019 wrote down. You were 2018, and then I went 2019. There we go. Now we have it. So yeah, and it's back on at the moment as well. Actually, for anyone who wants a bit of country music, it's on. I think Tuesday nights.
It's such a treat having that show at the minute. Like, you know, I suppose there isn't much documentation of other shows and everything on TV. But you know, it's great to have that, and great to have the live aspect of it too. And you know, I really enjoyed it. Even everybody that's involved with Glór Tíre, the stage crew, the cameramen, the judges, everybody was just so lovely and welcoming. And you really couldn't have got better.
That's brilliant. That's what you want, though, isn't it?
Exactly.
And had you done? I know you presented. Had you done TV presenting before Glór Tíre, or did that come through after Glór Tíre?
No, I was doing my own show on Spotlight TV, Ailish's Country Mix. I've been doing that for a few years before Glór Tíre. So it gave me a wee bit of I wouldn't say a head start, but it did, you know, I suppose it didn't bother me as much that there was cameras swinging in front of me, because, you know, the cameras are on I don't know what you call them, but the cameras are swinging in front of you, left, right and centre. So that didn't really bother me as such. But then again, I suppose I wasn't used to live TV, so that definitely was a wee bit of a challenge. It was just something different, but
Well, you had enough opportunities to get used to it when you got, considering you got to the semi-final. You had loads of practice. So Golden Ring then, did you sing that song on Glór Tíre and then you brought it out as a single?
Yeah, that's right. So we had to kind of get in our song suggestions, and I said to Kieran, I was like, what do you think of Golden Ring? He said, yeah, I like that song. Sure, we'll go for that then. And we sang it on our concert night. And then after, suppose back then, we were able to have dancers and spectators and watching. So there's a couple of people came up to us and said, you should record that song. So we said, sure, why not? And we went to Jonathan Owen's studio and recorded Golden Ring. So that's how that all came about. We weren't going to record it. Just a couple of people had said to us.
Yeah.
We thought, well, why not? And,
why not? Why wouldn't you?
It did really well. We did a wee video for it as well. Steve Laura did a music video. So no, it did well for us.
Lovely. Well, another video of yours done even better. As of this morning, I checked. Scania 164 has 2.4 million views on YouTube, if you don't mind.
I know.
What do you think is the attraction with that song?
Must be the lorry anyway.
Do you think you're hitting a certain type of person with that song? Probably. I'd say there's a few.
Yeah, it must be. But I suppose truckers are so universal that you know, and a lot of truckers love their country music too. So I suppose that just hit the nail on the head for that one anyway.
Yeah. But like, did it start when it first came out? How many years ago was that? 4 years, I think. Yeah. When it first came out, did it go in with a bang straight away, or was it kind of gradual that it started hitting?
Oh, it did. It started getting the views straight away because I had other singles up. Well, I had Home to Donegal up before that, and that didn't seem to be moving as fast. And I just felt like the views were shooting up on this one. But it's good. It's all good.
You're happy with it?
Oh, it's a bit of fun.
But like 2.4 million views, like that is just nuts. Like for a song that is simple in its, and not that I'm not being rude or anything, but it's simple in its words and its whole thing. You know, it's not a complicated song. It is what it is, and it's so. What age were you then? You were only probably 16 or 17, were you?
I know.
So yeah, that was Scania 164. So absolutely mad. So whoever is listening, go and check it out. Go have a listen and see what you think, and we'll get them views up a bit more for you. So yeah, so that's going back to 4 years ago, and then Golden Ring was 2019, 20. I even used to play it on my show, I remember. And then you've your 2 albums as well. So you have a good bit of music there behind you, like.
Yeah, well, I've actually a 3rd album now.
Ooh, look at me not doing my research properly.
I released the 3rd album over the lockdown. Okay. I had initially planned to have an album launch and go big or go home, as I say. But with COVID and everything, that all went down like a lead balloon.
When did you release that?
Oh, I think it must have been something telling me April.
Okay.
April or May.
Yeah, I suppose at the time you were hemming and hawing, will I save it until things are back to normal and wait, or will I just release it now and at least there's something there in the background running for me? Because that's kind of, I suppose, what artists had to balance was, do I just throw all my music out, or will I just hold it back a bit, or will I wait for Christmas, or you'd swear like a musician the way I'm talking, but I'm guessing that's what people had to do, was kind of suss it out. What's the best thing to do? Yeah,
no, you're right there. You're dead on. But I think during the first lockdown, I kind of had in my head, I thought, God, after this lockdown's over, sure we'll all be all right again. But I was far wrong.
We all were.
You know, at the start, everybody probably thought, oh, it's a wee break, but now everybody's just raring to get going again.
Yeah, I know. It's so, like, what way do you think it's going to go? I don't mean in terms of lockdown and when will we be out of it, but more so, I suppose I have in my head how I think dances and concerts might start coming back. I suppose I'm kind of thinking, I'm kind of thinking anyway, because Jiving Juniors, my dance school is supposed to be 5 years old in March. And I always have an anniversary dance in the McWilliam Park in Claremorris. So obviously that's not going to happen this year. So I'm kind of thinking, well, when can I do something? So I'm kind of thinking concerts will probably be the way that the country music scene will start back. Because that's the only option, I suppose, concerts. And obviously you can limit how many people you have. So I would hope. Like, are you booked for, you don't need to tell me where or when, but are you booked for anything for this year? Question mark.
I had a few for later on this year, but I don't think that's looking likely either.
Yeah.
It's being set in stone. And I think everybody is weary of that as well.
Yeah.
It's just so unknown. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the concerts probably will make a comeback first. But then I suppose you have we'll probably still have the whole social distancing aspect of it too, which isn't it's not great, is it?
No, not a bit. And even some nights if I'm going to bed or whatever, I might be falling asleep and I'll start thinking about what's it actually going to be like when we get back to a dance. I don't mean performing or working or anything. I mean actually just getting to a dance and actually saying, do you want to dance? Do you want to hold hands? Let's go. Like, it's going to be so weird. Because in my head, it's not going to be like from December 1st, you can go to a dance. Is everyone just going to go for it? Or are we all going to be a bit like, oh, I'm only going to line dance tonight. I don't want to dance.
I suppose everybody's just going to have their own way of dealing with it and coming back with it. But yeah, it is a tough one. It's so tough. And I mean, there's so many singers. There's so many Irish country music singers in Ireland, and that have had to adapt or have had to change, or it's just, look, everyone has had to, but it's just it's tough for the Irish country music scene because it was going through such a boom. And I mean, yeah, but sure, look, what can you do? Of all the summer festivals that would have been on, and there's just been absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But it's good that singers are keeping the engagement with the Facebook Lives. My Wi-Fi is a bit terrible, so I wouldn't rely it on a Facebook Live, but no, it is a great way to keep the communication with everybody.
Yeah, and I even saw actually there during the week, Trudy Lawler has started. I don't know what it's called, but it's basically.
I'm going to be taking part in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about it. You tell us about it, so.
Yeah. No, it's a great idea that Trudy Lawler and Billy Morrissey have came up with. So basically, the method behind it is, the main goal is that they want to reconnect fans with their favourite country music singer. So how it works is you can nominate yourself or someone you think who deserves a call from their favourite country music artist, and their wish will be granted. So you can either nominate yourself or nominate someone through Trudy's Facebook page or through her radio show on Tip FM on a Sunday morning. I think it's 11 to 2. So you can text in with your nominations and stuff. It's great.
It's lovely. It's so lovely because I know, even if I think of somebody like my grandmother or somebody who's living alone who listens to music constantly or listens to the country radio stations, or even those that would have gone dancing, it's tough on people. So can you imagine getting a call like from Robert Mazzell or Nathan Carter or Ailish McBride or Stuart Miles or anyone? It's such a novelty. I think it's a lovely idea.
Definitely. Oh, it definitely will lift spirits for sure.
The feel-good factor.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what people miss. So hopefully by doing that, we'll give something back to our fans and who we haven't been able to connect with. So it would be nice to get chatting to people again, for sure.
Absolutely. And I suppose as well as that, for those that aren't on Facebook or who aren't on social media, maybe the older generation, and they would be listening to the radio or they would be listening to Trudy Lawler on the radio. So it's another way of connecting with that age group or that genre of people who aren't on social media and aren't, tuned into the Facebook Lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm delighted that you're involved. That's brilliant. Absolutely. It's a lovely idea. So yeah, another positive that is coming out of all this is things like that can kind of keep people upbeat and all that kind of thing. So what else? We've had the big chats about all the the events that we've had and the ongoing things, what's your, I'm asking this to everyone, what way do you think the country music scene will go after COVID when everything's back to normal? Do you think it'll pick up where it left off, or do you think it'll be back with a boom, or will it kind of, what's your kind of views on it, or have you got any?
Well, I suppose it's hard to say, but I think it will. I think it will go back with a bang, and I hope it does. I hope everything starts picking up again, and we can all get out to do our gigs. I suppose because everybody would have had gigs planned months and years in advance, and they're all gone. So by doing that, and hopefully there will be a lot of shows and a lot of gigs on, that we can all get booted back up again and get out just doing what we want to do.
Yeah, and I suppose that's why I set up this podcast. I started this podcast back in April last year, and I only done 4 episodes because then things got back to normal a little bit, and we were free again, and we were doing our holidays around Ireland and all that. So I kind of let it go, and then I was back to work in September with dancing. So to be honest, I let it go. But the reason I set it up was, well, 2 reasons. I suppose because I was out of work with the dancing, I wanted to be presenting, I wanted to be doing something. So it was a way of me getting to kind of practice and work on presenting, but it was also a way to give artists like yourselves an outlet other than Facebook, or something a bit different to be chatting and to share year profiles, and for people to get to know you a bit better, because a lot of the interviews even that I would do are kind of 3 or 4 minutes, short and snappy. Yeah. We're here, what's your next song, and good luck, and we'll talk to you later. Whereas, I feel I personally want to get to know the country music singers better. And I think people connect more with you as well when they kind of know a bit more about you, and you're not just a 2-minute chat. Like, there's more to
there's more to it.
Yes, way more. There absolutely is. Like,
I think podcasts are becoming more popular too, because people can just pop their headphones in, they're going for a walk, and just be listening to podcasts. So I definitely think it's a great idea. That's
what I do. I throw on the podcast as well when I'm going for a walk. Or, well, it used to be when I was in the car, because I could be driving for maybe 5 or 6 hours a day. So I used to be getting through tons of podcasts. I think, sure, look, everyone is podcasting, but I'm another one that's podcasting. But you know what? It's also a way to get to see people as well. Like, as I said, I was really looking forward to this morning. Like, it wasn't just the Zoom meeting. It was, I'm talking to Ailish on Zoom. It was a bit more fun than a Zoom meeting.
Exactly.
But like, as well as that, like, some people who were tuned in, they mightn't have known that you were doing veterinary nursing or anything. Like, it's things like that make you more real to people and more accessible, kind of. You're a singer, and we see on the screen and we see up on the stage and the glitz and the glam, and it's fab, but there's a person behind the singer as well. And
oh yes, definitely.
So yeah, it's going to be hard to know what happens, but we'll keep going, and the Zoom calls are great as well. And I suppose another question that I always ask whoever I'm interviewing, which is funny because I've only had one male on the podcast so far, but I usually question kind of, what's your opinion on the whole male-female ratio, and is it getting a bit better? And it's so funny because I would have always said, obviously, it was male-dominated in Ireland anyway, but also in America. But so far, I've only had one man on my podcast, which is funny. But like, you probably don't notice. You probably wouldn't notice it too much, though. I feel like there's way more females coming in the last 2 years or so.
Yeah, well, maybe years ago it was maybe a more male-dominated scene, but I think now every year, and even from Florida to Europe, there's just more talent like being discovered. It's great, and there's definitely more females coming onto the scene, which is great to see. Because we're getting more involved in the gigs and stuff, and there's more female faces popping up on lineups. So that's what we want to see.
Absolutely, that is what we want to see.
Why not?
You're right. Sugar, what else was I going to say now? Oh, I was going to say, well, who are your favourite country music singers? Not so much Ireland, I suppose. America as well. Kind of who would have influenced you growing up, or were you always into country music, or how did that come about?
We always listened to country music when I was younger. The 2 main CDs that were probably always played were Shania Twain and Dolly Parton from the American countryside. And then from the Irish countryside, always had Louise Morrissey playing. A lovely lady, Louisa's too. And of course, Philomena Begley.
So there was no men getting a look in at all.
No.
Which is good to hear because, you know, I mean, look, I love all the singers in Ireland. I'm not picking or pulling anyone, but there is that perception.
Impossible to pick, yeah.
Oh yeah, but there is that perception that's male dominated, and it was, as you said, it was maybe back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. It was male dominated, but that's so lovely to hear there, like that it was females that you were listening to. Like for me, it was actually the opposite. It was all the males. Like I would have grown up listening to Nanny. My grandmother would have had me listen to Big Tom, Declan Nerney, T.R. Dallas. Like I don't really remember listening to females like growing up. Even I'm going back when I was 10 or 11, like which is what that be 17, 18 years ago. Growing up still at that age, it was Patrick Feeney, John Manhick and Michael English, and that's 2003. Like we're not talking that long ago at all. So it really is kind of a recent thing in a way that there is so many younger singers. I suppose when Lisa McHugh started singing, then that kind of kicked off the female side, which is great. Because other than that, you only had, I mean, obviously you had the likes of Sandy Kelly and Philomena Begley and Trudy Lawler and that generation, but then kick-started the younger ones coming in, which is great.
Oh, definitely. Good to get some young blood in on the scene, definitely, for sure.
Did you ever go to country or any of them gigs here in Ireland?
I was going to go this year, but it's a no-go. But hopefully the next time it's on, whenever it'll be.
I know. Oh, it's a brilliant. I was there. Oh God, I can't remember how many years now. Oh, it's brilliant. It's everything you want in country music. No, it's very good. But hopefully next year we'll see what happens.
Hopefully. We'll see. Hopeful anyway.
Yeah. Oh, Ailish, it's been so good to chat. It's been lovely to just chat normally,
I know.
I've really enjoyed chatting to you and catching up. And congratulations again on your graduation. It was a different graduation.
It was, for sure. It was very quiet. It was only an afternoon kind of job, but what can you do? We made it the most.
Jeez, you're having a great week between the graduation now and your interview with the Country Chats podcast.
I know.
You're having a busy social diary this week. At the end of next week, back to work.
I know.
Yeah.
Work has to be done too.
That's it. So guys, if you do want to check out Ailish McBride, she has her website there, and you have your Instagram and you have your Facebook. And remember, she has 3 albums, not 2. She has 3 albums. So you can go and check them out. They're available to buy on your website, are they, Ailish? Or if somebody got...
Yeah. They're on my website. It's www.ailishmcbridemusic.com. So if you want to check them out, there's a wee shop section and there's a little biography section as well. If you want to have a read of that, if you don't, that's fine too.
Yeah, we'll all go and have a look, and make sure you go and check out the Facebook page and the Instagram page, and go on to YouTube and check out Scamio 164, because that's the big one. That's the song that has 2.4 million views. Actually, after this podcast, it will have 2.5 million views. You never know.
Sandra.
Oh, Ailish, thank you so much for agreeing to come on to the Country Chats podcast. It's been so lovely to catch up and have the chats and just get dolled up for the morning.
No, thank you. I was actually delighted when you asked me, and I had to just jump at the opportunity. It really has been great. Get a little catch up. I suppose that's what everybody's wanting, is just a catch up. And check up that we're all doing fine, and hopefully we'll all get seeing each other again soon. So.
That's it. And if anybody is listening to this while you're out on your walk, fair play to you. You're flying it. Keep going now. Get a bit faster now. And thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in wherever you are. If it's in the car, if it's in the house, or if you're out for a walk, thank you so much. And Ailish, thank you so much as well for tuning in. And that's it from the Country Chats podcast. Thank you, Ailish.